Hi, this is Norm Allen with you from TV 18 Life Around the Lake. I want to thank you all for the great support that you've offered in these early days as we've begun revitalizing Channel 18 to become a definition of what life is like here on Lake of the Woods. It's such a great place to live with great supporters and great fans. We've had overwhelming support from all of you. We hope you'll continue that support. If you're not supporting us now financially, because again, we are self-sufficient, it all depends on you if this programming is to continue. All you have to do is go to FLOW, Friends of Lake of the Woods, a 501c3. You may make contributions directly by mail, or you can call someone and we'll be glad to get with you and answer any questions you may have. All of that information, of course, is on the screen for you. For all you businesses, there's our Partners in Progress program, then we'll be glad to discuss that with you as well. We hope you'll continue to contribute. We hope you'll continue to support and invest in a better lifestyle for us right here at Lake of the Woods. In the meantime, this is Norm Allen thanking you so much for all your support, your faith, and your enthusiasm in supporting TV 18, Life Around the Lake, where the stories are all about you.
Hi, I'm Janet Ayers and Jim Steele from the General's Quarters Restaurant in the Locust Grove Town Center. And we proudly support TV 18 and we love Life Around the Lake.
Hi, this is Norm Allen with you on another version of Meet Your Neighbor right here at Lake of the Woods. We hope that your day is going well because it's going to get a lot better as we find out about a new program, relatively new, 2 or 3 years old, something kind of new for you. It's called the Lake of the Woods Adaptive Water Sports Program. We're going to talk about that today and how you can participate and who does participate and what a great program it is. And I welcome the whole board here from the Adaptive Water Sports Board. Glad you guys are with us. To get started, I want to find out a little bit about your history. I mean, this is a new program. It's been going on for about 3 years now. This is our third year, 2017. How did it all, whose idea was it and how did it get started?
The program itself got started through the ski club. The three of us used to be on the board. Carly's been a long-time member. While we're on the board, we realized how privileged we are with having the lake in our backyard, having the ski club, being able to be taught how to ski. It's a given for us, but we realized that it's not a given for everybody. So we kind of started thinking about something we can do to give back to the community, give back to community outside the lake even. So after a bunch of brainstorming, a couple of weeks, we came up with maybe a wounded veteran adaptive skiing. With that discussion, we've kind of figured it was going to take a couple of years before it to come off the ground and slowly ease into it. And we started looking around. We met some fantastic people from all up and down the East Coast who came out and basically had us started in a matter of no time. And 3-4 months later, we had our first veterans event that we had, and we had another children's event in the fall. And then as the board, we started realizing that it took a lot of time, it took a lot of effort to put up these events, to run the program. And we decided it wasn't quite fair to the ski club and all its members to take all that time away from the ski club. So at that point, we decided to separate the adaptive skiing, and we created Lake of the Woods Adaptive Watersports, which is a 501c3 charity. And the three of us were all still members. Well, the 4 of us are all still members of the ski club, but we now run the foundation as well. And we can give the program the time it deserves, while the ski club gets the time it deserves.
I think we all 4 of us work very well together, but we all do have kind of our specialties. What we enjoy doing. I know you already handles most of the stuff in the shop. I handle the funds, so funding our projects, funding our events, funding our equipment, and those aspects. Just make sure that we're staying within budgets and we're not, more is not going out. Than
what you don't see on our wall behind us is our adaptive water ski, which is specialized for it's called a sit ski. So they actually sit on the ski. It's a bigger, wider ski, and it has some of these names. It has a cage, what we call a cage on it. It's not my favorite name, but that's actually a seat that they could sit in. It braces around them a little bit, keeps them safe, and then we use side skiers beside the adaptive water ski to actually pull them up out of the water, ski beside them. They can hold them the whole time if they're not comfortable. When they get comfortable, though, the side skiers can move away a little bit and let them ski on their own. So it's a progressive kind of ski that we use, and those are that equipment and the other equipment that goes with the adaptive water skiing, all very expensive. And you need a lot of it to run an event like one of the ones we do.
We're all volunteers. All of us have full-time jobs or are full-time students, and the same with our volunteers. They come up with help here in the shop to tow boats, pontoon boats, and it's like I said, we're not a club. We're a foundation. We don't have members. It is all volunteers from around the lake. And quite honestly, up and down the East Coast, we had people coming up from Florida last year to help us with one of the events. We have people come from Pennsylvania and regular places to help us out with events. And they either bring boats or they bring equipment, or they bring themselves.
So a lot of it starts months before. I set up all of our website stuff, online. Eventbrite we use to buy tickets and set all that information out. Making a map of the event so people can figure out where everything is. Then it's talking to volunteers, figuring out what they want to do, what aspect they want to help out with. It takes 16 people to ski a single skier. So those 16 different jobs all have to be set out, and so everyone has to be assigned a different job. So I do all of that, a lot of figuring out who can do what and who wants to do what, and then a lot of trying new things. So a lot of managing people and where they all go. It's a puzzle to fit together. We've had a lot of Wounded Warrior participants who have come back as volunteers. We have kids who have disabilities, and then their parents all volunteer. It's a great community building that the people volunteer, and then they come and live in the lake, or they do all sorts of other things to become a part of everybody's family and friends and who they know through Facebook. A lot of networking like that. Occasionally we've done ads on the radio so people can find out about it. Reaching out to different groups, so Special Olympics groups and stuff like that, so we can figure out who can come and who wants to be here. So it's a great way, I think, to find people local and find people who wouldn't otherwise have these opportunities.
So she mentioned 16 volunteers to ski a single skier. Well, that's one thing that we do. We're Adaptive Watersports for a reason. We have many other things going on during the day. And to be honest, when you come to ski, that ski ride's probably only going to take you, 10 minutes?
5 minutes in the water, 15 minutes from in and out of the ski.
Yeah, so there's a lot more of the day that the participants are around. And so you have to have other things for them to do, and that's why we're Adaptive Watersports. We have kayaking, we have stand-up paddle boards, we have pontoon rides, we have tubing, fishing. It's endless. It's just a day on the water that and there's lawn games. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So if you want to volunteer, there's always something that you can do to help. You don't have to have any water sports skills. You could help out with lawn games. We have volunteers that do everything. Some just come in to serve lunch. So there's many ways that you can volunteer. We have one lady that just makes quilts and really never comes out to the events, but she makes quilts and stuff like that for the participants. So there's a million different ways you can volunteer, and that's what keeps it, from being just a Disneyland ride, is that, we offer a lot out there for the day, and we have a lot of volunteers that interact with the participants. So we always include the family because, we want the whole family to have a good day. We don't want just the participant to, them to deliver the participant to us. And the participant is the only one that participates all day. We found that it's much more satisfying for the family if they're all involved in the activities through the day.
I've talked to a lot of the parents, and a lot of them have said we have activities for our differently abled child and we have activities for our able-bodied child, and they're completely separate. And this was the first time that they had been somewhere that they all could participate in and all do something as a family. So it's really powerful to see that kind of thing.
We have different functions, so we'll go into an aspect of why we're in the shop here. We take in donations of boats. Which means, so if somebody purchases a new boat and has an old boat that they no longer have a need for and they're looking for a charitable donation, we've received boats, boats in that nature. If somebody has a project boat that they're no longer interested in working on, since we're a 501c3, you can take the value up to the letter of the law, kind of wherever you need to assess the value and kind of whatever's legal on the taxable side. Because we're a 501c3, you can take that donation. So from that respect, we get a lot of boats from in the lake because most of the people that come to our events are in the lake, so they kind of see what we're all about, and they're willing to donate from that respect. In the shop here, it's not just us; it's a large part of the ski club and other of the teenagers and the kids that are part of the ski club. They come here and they help us work on those projects. So if a boat comes in and has any kind of issue, you just assess, figure out what it's going to cost, and get to working on it. So we're all full-time employees, with our normal jobs. So this is a volunteer aspect. So we rely on the teenagers to come in here and work on the projects and help us out and really make those boats into a source of funding for our events.
All the boats that we work on here generally get sold right here at our shop. We're located right outside Lake of the Woods, at the end of Flat Run Road, where it meets Route 20. We have a shop here, and because of the high traffic area where we're at, once a boat is done and ready to be sold, we'll put it right out by the road here, and it sells itself at that point. We've had boats that we took in as a donation, and as we're doing the first rough cleaning outside, somebody already will walk in. It's like, I want that boat. Once it's all done, call me. I want it. We've taken anything in from little aluminum sailboats, fishing boats, all the way up to ski boats, to bow riders, to sailboats that come in, and they didn't come out of the lake because they were too big to be on the lake. So there's really no limit of what we take in. Depending on our skill set here, there might be a boat that we say, you know what, that's above and beyond of what we can do. But so far, we've young volunteers. You see kids that have a choice of hanging out around the corner on the street, or they have the choice to now come here during the year and help us out here at the shop. You see the kids that volunteer during the events interact with participants, especially during the kids' event. You see them meet kids that are at the events. A little boy with Down syndrome that goes to the same school as they do, but they've never given him a second look at school. And now they've met him here, they realize that they're not that different. And now it's a high five in the hallway. During lunch, they, instead of sitting with their friends and this kid sitting alone by himself, they join this kid. You see a adult mind growing in a child, and it's just a lot of fun. As far as adults, I can honestly say that it changed my life as well. I have a different outlook at life because of the foundation, because of the smiles that we've seen happening, the lives that we have changed, quite honestly. Yeah, I never joined the idea of this to, I'm going to change lives, but we've seen people, wounded veterans that came in nervous by themselves, who've now come back to us, who've been starting to volunteer, that now want to give back to those same people. People that moved from outside the lake to into the lake because they realize what a fantastic community it is. They see everything the lake, everything our community gives back that we take for granted. that they've now moved into.
Well, even as we've been talking about adaptive water sports, Zach Dunn has been a part of this thing for a few years now, haven't you, Zach?
Yes, sir. Yes, I have. It's been a life changer for me, like many people have said.
What brought you into this organization? Go ahead.
Actually, it was actually through another organization. It was through Wounded Warrior Project. They send out letters or emails every month, and they happened to the Adaptive Foundation had gotten a hold of them, and they started their first veterans event, 2 years ago.
So you've been to quite a few of these events around the country, or?
I have. I've gone to multiple different events with Wounded Warrior Project. They're one of the organizations that have pretty much helped save my life. And then I finally, like I said, I finally met these people and have not left yet.
How is this organization different from some of the other things you've done?
I know they said earlier, it's a lot more family oriented, and I kind of like that they just don't cater to the veteran, but they do cater to the families themselves. So that's definitely one big change, and that I've noticed, difference that I've seen in this with this foundation and a lot of other organizations I know.
How is it different from the first time that you came to the event here at Lake of the Woods and where you are now a couple of years later? What's been the difference? How's that changed?
For me personally, I have been more willing to help out more than participate. I'm kind of their unofficial liaison between them and Wounded Warrior Project. I talked to Steve, or the guy from Wounded Warrior Project. He lets me know how many warriors are coming, how many family members are coming, and then I get back to either Thomas or Carly or whatnot and say, hey, this is what we're expecting. Then when it comes to the event, I drive a golf cart around, and boy, I'm the best golf cart driver there is. Or I'm making sure the families are doing all right. I'm making sure the veteran is having fun, because I know for when I first started, I was very timid. I would, it's part of my PTSD, that I was like, okay, who are these people? So what they did for me, I get to give back to other veterans and their family members.
And you're a Marine veteran?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So,
how do you think that this works with other veterans? I mean, how do you feel that this fits in with their life or enhances their life?
It really does fit in, with their life, because they don't get to do a lot of water skiing or other things like that, and so to see their smile after they come off the water. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them are able to do other water sports and whatnot, or do other sports, but to see them actually water ski and the sit ski, or we even have one guy that started in the sit ski and it was winded up doing the two ski or stand up skis. So, which they're even the Lake of the Woods Foundation is even trying to get me to do two skis, which is a work in progress. But it shows them that they can do something when they don't believe they can. It gives them that self-esteem or confidence boost to get back out there and do something.
Now, you're one of the guys that actually moved to Lake of the Woods after all this, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I honestly had no choice in the matter on that one. But it definitely has been a good move. I've been here for about 4 months now, but it's just been amazing so far.
So do you feel like the service back that you're giving, that's really filling a hole for you in your life?
Honestly, yes. I knew after I got out, I didn't do a whole lot after I got out, but now that I've become more interactive with, being involved with the foundation and giving back, this just from this point, it makes me want to do something more for other veterans. What that is, I don't know, but we will see as time goes on.
What would be your word of encouragement for other veterans who could come and do just as you've done and be not just participators but volunteer?
Just come out and have fun. It's been an amazing time so far. It really will help change the way you think about people, because like myself, I was kind of my trust issues with people, but they will help you get that trust back. Yordi, he was one of the very first ones. Thomas, was there too, and they know how I was. And once you get past that and have fun, and just it will help change your life. I mean, you will have a lot of fun, and you most likely will want to come back and volunteer and see the other aspect, the other side of what goes on. So
that's amazing. I thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's a very important message for everybody out there, that it puts humanity into these programs instead of just being another charitable organization. It's about people.
It is.
And meeting the needs of people. Well, I thank you so much for your service in so many ways.
I used to have a garage full of tools. Now I have an empty garage, and I have a shop here with all my tools. So and like I said, it's all volunteer driven. So all the equipment that we have here, if there's specialized equipment that we need, we might buy it from a previous project that we sold a boat that we had a profit on, that we might say, hey, you know what, we need this particular tool to do it easier. We might do that, but generally it's all brought in, borrowed from people, and
personal stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of personal tools.
A lot of personal tools.
We've been very, very blessed with the volunteers that we get from the lake and the support that we get from the lake to have this thing growing and to have the volunteers. We can always use more volunteers. We can always use more volunteers around the shop. It depends. Whatever your skill is, there's probably a place for you to volunteer somewhere. And through the year, we're doing this thing over at the shop just to keep the events free in the summertime. So, and then we have the gala coming up. So there's a ton of different ways to volunteer. Some people, that's their thing. We have volunteers that almost specifically work the gala and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the gala is kind of our end of the year celebration and thanks. So obviously, Watersports are done during the summer. When it gets a little bit colder is kind of when we historically have gone back in here and started working on projects to make sure that we're set up for next year. But we do want to stop and say thank you to everyone who supported us throughout the year. So we have, it's twofold. It is a thank you to everyone who's participated and helped, but it's also a fundraising aspect. So we have a silent auction with tons of local stuff from all the local shops around the lake here. And then hotels and that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of people that are soliciting on our behalf to get some auction items. So it's going to be a fun evening of formal attire and up at the clubhouse, and we're really looking forward to it. We did it last year. Yeah, a good meal and good ambiance on the lake. That's any chance to be close to the lake we'll take it. Yeah, so if on our website at adaptivewatersports.org, there should be a link to Eventbrite. And Eventbrite is a ticket service that you can go on and purchase your tickets. And then, and hopefully
I want to thank all y'all for being a part of this today and being able to educate our folks on a very, very important program that goes on here at Lake of the Woods. Some of us are veterans, and you deal with veterans all the time, and we're told often as veterans, thank you for your service. And we always appreciate that and respect that opportunity. But one of the things that's important is you're serving our community as much as we did who wore our uniforms. The service that you're providing now in leadership with young people and the image and role model that you portray for an audience that's out there that is blessed by your services, that's service to our country as much. And as a veteran, I thank you for your service to Lake of the Woods community and what y'all are doing to change people's lives. And all of you right there, you may have a family member or a friend who may just need that day on the lake. And this is an opportunity for you to participate as well. Go to the website. It's on the screen right now, and it'll tell you exactly more information and details, and you'll get dates and those things. And you can also watch the lake currents. We'll make sure that you get the information. The important thing is that you react to the information. Do something about it, even if it's a small thing. If you just got a boat paddle sitting on the back porch, it needs a home, we'll take it. And it'll go right along with whatever else we can take in here. We hope that you have enjoyed this opportunity to learn about adaptive water sports here at Lake of the Woods. We hope that you've enjoyed meeting some of your neighbors that's right here doing something to make our world a little better. In the meantime, this is Norm Allen from TV 18, Life Around the Lake, where the story's all about you. See you again soon.
This is Keith in Mind, Keith Neely from Century 21 Redwood. We love Channel 18 and Life Around the Lake.
Hi, I'm Melissa.
Darlene.
We're from Low Hair Studio.
I love TV 18.
And we love Life Around the Lake.
This is Michael from Red, White, Blue, and Brew, your neighborhood shop for beer, wine, and cheese. We love TV 18 and Life Around the Lake.
I'm Police Chief Scott Walker with Lake of the Woods Security. Today I'd like to just take a brief moment and describe the back gate operations. This is a members-only gate, but we do see several vendors and guests following GPS coordinates that bring them to this location. A good reminder for guests, if you live in this back gate area of the community, is use 102 Lakeview, the Holcomb Building address, to get your guests and your vendors, contractors out onto the Route 3 corridor and away from the 601 or Flat Run Road area. We do have several gate strikes due to tailgating in this area, and this is where a vehicle is attempting to follow another member at close proximity through the gate system. The problem, this is not designed for tailgating. The gate will actually come down and hit the tailing vehicle. With the camera systems in the area, we do catch most of this activity. The ones we don't catch, it actually costs the homeowner $1,500 to $2,000 every time we have to repair the system back here. So it's very important to give your guest the 102 Lakeview address, get them off the 601 corridor and up to the Route 3 corridor so they can use the main entrance guest. This is a members-only area. Thanks for staying safe and enjoy your life around the lake.
Hi, I'm Janet Ayers and Jim Steele from the General's Quarters Restaurant in the Locust Grove Town Center. And we proudly support TV 18 and we love Life Around the Lake.